I'm Edward Musio, CEO of Group Harmonics, and I'm going to give you a practical approach to innovation. Innovation is critically important for the long-term success of many businesses. It's also very difficult. When you innovate, on the one hand, you have ideas. You want new things no one's ever thought of or tried before. On the other hand, you're faced with reality. If those ideas won't work in real life, you're in trouble. Innovation is a balancing act. If you bring in too much reality too soon in the process, you might squash a good idea. If you wait too long to bring reality in, you might waste time and money. Walt Disney used a three-part process for innovation in which an individual or group steps through three different roles. The first role is the role of the dreamer. In the role of the dreamer is you sit back with your feet on your desk and your head in the clouds. You think about new ideas and wild thoughts about how you wish things could be. This is about wishes and dreams, not about reality. In this step, you set a vision for how you'd like things to be, regardless of how realistic that sounds. For example, let's take simple innovation in the context of corporate events. Let's say you're in charge of the next company picnic. It's been a tough year, but revenues are starting to take off. To celebrate this, you'd like everybody at the picnic to take off too. You'd like everyone to be able to fly and see things from a high perspective. Now that sounds like a pretty crazy vision, but at this stage, that doesn't matter. The next step, the next role, is the role of the realist. In the role of the realist, you're considering things like calendars. You're trying to get realistic about the vision. Make plans, make schedules, make lists. The key to the role of the realist, though, is that you always work as if the vision is possible. You put the best rough draft plan in place that you can to achieve the vision as it's been set by the dreamer. So, in the case of our corporate picnic, you might realize, well, I can't throw people out of planes, but I can let them go out of planes if they're wearing a parachute. Let's take everybody skydiving. Let me start making a list of possible companies who could do that. That's the realist stage. Before you ever start to execute that plan, though, you move to the third stage, which is the stage of the critic. In the role of the critic, you're looking for things that will stop you. You're looking for problems. You're looking for ways to make the plan fail, and you're being as critical as possible. So in our simple example, what are you going to realize? Well, right away, you're going to realize that money is an issue. There's no way you can afford to take everybody skydiving. Now, here's the key to this model. At this point in the process, you're going to be tempted to go all the way back from the critic back to the dreamer and say, well, the dream isn't possible. That's not what you do. You never want to do that. Instead, you go back only to the realist and you say, how can we adjust the plans to compensate for this problem? And so in this case, your realist might realize, well, no way we can go skydiving. What if we brought in a rock climbing wall, get everybody nice and high up, give them that perspective we wanted to in the original vision? Now you go back to the critic and look for more problems. Well, money's okay with the rock climbing wall, but what about the question of people with physical disabilities or people who just don't want to go rock climbing? What do we do there? Back to the realist we go and look for solutions. Maybe we could bring in a flight simulator, give people the alternative, either or both. Then back to the critic we go to look for more problems. Now, as you can see, what we're doing here, by iterating between realist and critic, what we're actually doing is we're balancing ideas with reality. So, the next time you have to come up with something innovative or novel, take a few minutes and step yourself through the three roles. First, be the dreamer, set a vision. Then iterate back and forth between realist and critic and look for flaws and solutions to them. You may not get everybody flying, but you may come up with something you wouldn't have otherwise.